You should stick to cleaning guns, sweetheart, not touching em like you know what you're doing. That's what the drill instructor barked at me the first time I touched a DMR on base. Another guy chimed in, grinning, she's probably gonna fix it with a mop. I didn't say a word. Just flipped the safety, popped it open, fixed the jam in under 8 seconds. You could have heard a pin drop. That's when the room went dead quiet. Like, someone just saw a ghost quiet. One of the officers was staring at my shoulder patch worn down, faded barely visible Kraken emblem. You could tell he knew what it meant, or at least had heard the rumors. That old special ops unit that never existed. Yeah, that one. I stood up, brushed my palms on my pants, handed the rifle back. Didn't look at the instructor. Didn't look at the guy who made the mop joke either. Just walked out, boots clicking on the concrete like punctuation marks. Right as I hit the door, an officer called out, "Where'd you learn that trick?" "Front line," I said, and kept walking. 2 words. That's all. See, I'd been at that base for 2 weeks, assigned to logistics on paper, anyway. No one really cared who I was. I didn't wear makeup, didn't laugh at the mess hall, didn't join in on the gossip. I just did my work, carried my tools in a canvas bag, and minded my business. But people talk. Oh, they always talk. Probably some admin who got lost in the supply chain, I heard one guy mutter. Plays with gear like she's fixing a toaster. That was fine. Let them talk. Until the day I was sorting busted scopes in the back of the armory and that same guy leaned in and said, "Bet you think you're fixing missiles back there." I looked at him, just long enough for his smirk to twitch. "This one's miscalibrated," I said. "You'd miss by a mile." "Set it down." Kept walking. Silence, again. But it didn't stop. Later, the instructor tried to cut me down outside. Said I was getting too confident, said he'd send me back to stacking boxes. I told him I fixed the weapon. That is the job. He didn't respond. Just turned and walked off like he'd bitten into something sour. Then there was the corporal guy with too much attitude and not enough rank. Burst into the armory during a late check, threw a soda can at my bench, laughed about the cleaning lady working overtime. I told him his rifle's trigger was sticking be dead before he got a shot off. Clicked it into place. That shut him up. I thought maybe they'd back off, but no, they doubled down. Posted a picture of me holding a rifle at the range, captioned it something like, "First time holding a weapon, be gentle." I didn't flinch. Checked the balance, sighted in. Didn't even fire before they pulled me. "This isn't for logistics girls," the officer said. But the twist. That same afternoon, a fog rolled in during a live simulation. Visibility was 0. Lasers were useless. They were missing every shot. One rifle jammed. I stepped in, ignored the officer who tried to wave me off, adjusted the scope by feel, and fired 5 times. 5 targets, dead center. No one said anything, but I saw the looks, the patch, the rumors, the doubt cracking. And then it all unraveled. Someone caught a glimpse of the scar on my side in the locker room. Suddenly, I was accused of faking a combat past, pretending to be someone I wasn't. The next day, they suspended me. Pending identity verification, they said. Like I hadn't earned anything. But then, the file. The tech officer tried to pull my record. Red screen. Classified. Level black. I saw his face go pale. An advisor came in, took one look at the screen, then at me, and left without a word. By the time the helicopter landed, kicking up half the field with its base already knew something was up. General Maxwell stepped out. He walked past everyone and saluted me. "Commander Morgan," he said, Didn't expect to see you at retraining. I said, needed to reassess. Been 3 years since I pulled the trigger. Simple. Honest. Devastating. You could feel the whole base shift. The guys who laughed at me couldn't meet my eyes. The women who mocked my scar suddenly quiet. And the video. Oh, yeah, they saw it too. Drone footage from a mission nobody talked about. One operator left standing, dragging a teammate across 3 kilometers of hell. That was me. After that, everything changed. But I didn't rub it in. I kept showing up. Fixed scopes. Logged weapons. One kid barely out of basic came up to me, said, "They're calling you a legend." Is it true? I looked at him, then the scope in my hand. Legends don't fix scopes, kid. But the truth. Sometimes the quietest one in the room already won the fight. On my last day, a young woman approached me. Nervous. "I wanna be like you," she said. I looked her in the eye. "Don't," I told her, gentle but firm. "Be better." And I walked out. Left the patch, the whispers, the noise. But I left something behind, to prove that silence isn't weakness, and sometimes strength wears no medals. So now I'll ask you, who do you believe in more? The one shouting orders? Or the one who just gets the job done? Drop your thoughts below. I wanna hear what you think about loyalty, reputation, and how we treat people when we think we know their story.